Hey guys, Hell's First here, and tonight I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about Corepunk professions because they seem like they're going to be absolutely incredible. Now, I got a bunch of different information I've compiled, and I want to share it all with you to let you know what we think we know already about the professions in the game. So, let's hop into it real fast here. So, asked in one of the Q&As, how do the craft and trade systems work? And the response was, we plan to include crafting, gathering, and social professions. With the crafting professions, you'll be able to craft equipment, artifacts, create items, strengthen your artifacts. The social professions will be aimed at interfacing with players. For all professions, we plan to introduce a rating system that will allow you to become, for instance, the finest smith in the world. So there's been some games that have done some stuff like this. You've got games like Ultima Online. I know I keep referring to that game, but this game embodies it in so many ways, where you could literally make equipment when you were good enough that would automatically show up as having your name attached to it, which was a great thing. So people knew when they were wearing your gear that you were the one that made it. It would say crafted by Hell's First, and you would know that that person made it. Star Wars Galaxies had something incredibly similar to it. Dark Age of Camelot, Anarchy Online, they all had these similar things. The first game to not do it, which personally I think is a simpletons MMO for people that aren't really good at MMOs. So, going on top of that, the 4 professions were answered in one of the questions in a Q&A. We'll have 4 crafting professions: weaponsmith, artifact smith, which is a constructor, chemist, mystic. 4 gathering professions, which would be skinner, gatherer, miner, and lumberjack, and 2 secondary professions, which would be fishing and cooking. And then something that they don't bring up in that, they talk about in some other Q&As on their forums. And one of them was the sheriff. There will be one player that will be able to be a sheriff, and the sheriff will get clues to hunt down player killers, right? And the killer can accept contracts from players to hit other players. So you're going to have sheriffs and hitmen as the 2 social professions, which is going to be incredible. Then, on top of that, something that we know about professions is they're going to be able to make epic gear out of recipes. And we've got Shaq here, the lead game designer. He says, epic bosses are going to drop recipes and items. But not only epic bosses, you will still have a chance to find rare recipes and items in World Drop. But the chances will be significantly lower, and these won't be the same recipes and items as with dungeons and raids. Top items in-game might be crafted, but you will need a recipe, and some of them are very rare. I mean, if you found it, then you are rich. You can also get the best items from high-end dungeons and raids. What this leads us to believe is that you will have the ability, with some of these incredible recipes, to make a ton of money selling it to other players, which is awesome, because that allows for a player-run economy, which is when these games are the best. Because then you truly get to know people and get to know areas and find out where they're going to be, what they're going to be selling. Now, I don't know if this will be implemented in the game or not, but in some of these games, like Star Wars Galaxies and Ultima Online, you had houses, and outside of the house you could place a vendor. And in that vendor you could put all your gear, so you wouldn't have to be online to actually sell this stuff. It would just be there for people to buy outside of your house, which is awesome because it allows you to make a ton of money just making gear and crafting, which is going to be a huge portion of this game. Like, if you're able to go and gather and pick up tons of ore, you're going to go cut down some trees, make some stuff for weapon-wise. I mean, it's gonna be awesome, guys. Just completely incredible. So breaking it down, with the 4 crafting professions, you're going to have ways to just make tons of money. With the mining professions, I'm assuming you will as well. So if you go out and you mine a bunch of ore, you cut down a bunch of trees with a lumberjack, you're going to be able to sell this stuff to the people that are the crafters. It's going to be great. Now, fishing and cooking, I'm sure there's going to be some boosts based on food and whatnot, and fishing's going to help with that. Maybe some of the scales are used in some weapon making, or as a chemist they might need something. I mean, who knows? The gatherer is going to go out and he's going to pick up small pieces here and there to help build things. The skinner's going to make, I'm sure, weapons, armor. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So this is what we know about the professions so far. And I do believe it's quite a lot of information. It's definitely going to help. So we got a little peek at some of the crafting from the trailer. So crafting will be unlocked by recipes or maybe progression in one's profession. So you're going to be able to make a bunch of different little stuff. Basic artifacts seem to be obtained as common crafting recipes. This means most likely a rarity of recipes will create artifacts of that rarity, which is going to be great. You're going to be able to make mana potions, health potions. There's just so much. Haste potions, attack power potions. I mean, I can't wait, guys. It's going to be incredible. The crafting is going to add another element to the game that more games need to take into account. So, this is my professions video for Corepunk. I hope it gave you some idea of what's going to be happening when the game actually comes out. Of course, I'll cover this more when more of the information has been made available. And as always, I'm Hell's First, and until next time, ta-ta.